I'm going to show you how I made this arts and crafts clock. I'm calling it arts and crafts because it has that chunky oak quality that's quite traditional, quite part of arts and crafts. It also has this sort of tile effect. Adding tiles was quite a common thing, but I've done this here by adding milk paints to the background and polishing them up. And I think that gives a very nice effect. We've also got an arts and crafts style numbering here. Now the whole piece is simple woodwork. It's just 3 bits put together with dowels. This bottom bit is the same wood, only the oak has been ebonised. In other words, it's been given a treatment with a sort of wire wool vinegar mix that produces ferrous acetate, and that gives this fantastic ebonising black colour to the oak. So there's various parts to the whole project, but I'm going to start with the dragonfly because you could just carve this standalone. It could be on its own dragonfly, it could be left and right, you could use it on cupboard doors, on bed heads, something like that, and you don't even have to put it in a frame, you can have it straight off the background. So we'll start with the dragonfly, and then after that I'll show you how to do put the whole clock together. And there's a download below which has the working drawings and so on. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Here's my drawing glued onto this piece of wood with this spray adhesive. Now you could draw it directly onto the wood, but I'm going to put the paper on like this so you can see what I'm removing, what I'm leaving. Now before I've started, what I've done is I've scored a line with a sharp point, score the wood along the outline. This gives me something nice and sharp to work on up to when I set in this edge. Of course you don't need to do that if you're working from the side, but this is a good thing to do when we're got this sort of recess like that. So one of the things we need to decide, first of all, is the depth. How deep should this be? Well, it's better to be too shallow and then make it deeper than to be too deep to begin with. I don't think it needs to be too deep. It just needs to get us a really strong outline and enough wood to be able to do a little bit of modelling. So I'm thinking about 6 millimeters, 1/4 of an inch. And one way to make sure that this is flat all the way across, and I say flat meaning not engineeringly flat but just looking flat, is to take a card or something like that and make a little 6 millimeter, 1/4 inch step like that. So you can put that using this as a witness, if you like. This is your baseline. You can put this across and check the depth at different points. Another way of doing it is to use one of these depth gauges, which I'll put a link below. We've made these and used these on the site before. It's the same sort of thing. And lastly, another way to do it would be just with your marking gauge. We set the marking gauge at 1/4 of an inch or whatever, and then we can use that and reach across, get our depth. So that's an important consideration right at the beginning. So we've got our drawing on our piece of wood, scored in. Now to hold it, you could just clamp this down, but I'm going to hold it in the vise, like I do with most of my work. This is tapered, but what I can do is I can take the offcuts that came from the tapering and stack them up on this side here and effectively clamp them between my 2 points. I'm going to hold it like that, so that'll hold it nice and firmly, and that's what you need to do, nice and firmly, whether it's clamped or whatever. You'll need your brush to get rid of shavings, keep things clean, and this wood is fairly hard, so I'm almost certainly going to need a mallet. So with those in hand and your tools, I think we're ready to go and start carving.